Another good win for Liberty. They make it back-to-back wins, this time on Tuesday night, 85-76 over the Dallas Wings here at the Barclays Center. I'm Dexter Henry, joined by the great Liberty beat reporter for Winsider, my guy Miles Ehrlich. And Miles, this was a victory in which the Liberty, they spread the wealth offensively. Jonquel Jones led the way with a double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. She's starting to look pretty good now that she's had a couple games under her belt since coming back from injury.
Yeah, for sure. And Sandy Brondello talked about it pregame or maybe at shoot around this morning, where she said when you first come back from injury, as basketball players know, everything kind of falls back into place, but then that adrenaline wears off and you got to find yourself again. And we saw some of those errors that are uncharacteristic from JJ those first couple of games, but the last two she's really looked like herself, and she got 15 and 10 tonight, which extends her double-double streak. The Liberty are now 30-0 in regular season games where JJ has a double-double. So she looks good on that side, and also having Emma Meesseman behind her means that she's able to be more aggressive on defense, and we saw her playing more up to the level, offering help to the guards on the perimeter, and that's just what having some front court depth can do for this team.
Yeah, front court depth was absolutely helpful, and you heard Miles just there talk about Emma Meesseman. Her second game as a player and member for the Liberty team, 13 points, played 24 minutes after she played in the teens against Connecticut the other day. What did you like about her performance? She provides that depth, but you saw what she could do on the offensive end.
For sure. It's not just the way that she scores the basketball, because obviously those points are important, but it's her vision and the fact that she has not had a single practice under her belt yet. But she keeps saying, and this morning she said it after the game too, that the Liberty are trying to play beautiful basketball, that they're trying to play this free-flowing offense, and that's going to take a little bit of time for that chemistry to build. But we see it on the picks and pops that she already has some chemistry building with Sabrina. She's played with half a dozen players on this team already, either overseas or with Tosh Cloud when she was winning the title back in 2019 with the Mystics. So she's getting comfortable, but she said something tonight that was just kind of heartwarming, where she was asked about just seeing players that she recognized from across the W in these first couple of games. And she basically said, awards don't really matter to me so much. It's all about the connections and the friendships that you make while you're playing this game, and how she was overwhelmed when Natasha Cloud led the Liberty fans in an Emma chant while she was having her post-game interview with Tina Servasio. And just, she said she never could have envisioned that happening at the Barclays Center, and that it was important for her to come back to the WNBA, because she hasn't been here since 2022, to see how the league has continued to grow, and that she's just already so amazed by that. So it was really a refreshing perspective from a player that's a veteran that has been here before, but not in these last couple of years as we've gotten to experience the boom every single day.
Yeah, we saw that, and that was a really great moment from the fans that Miles just mentioned after the game, with the crowd chanting Emma, and she had a really nice performance. And I think we both would say we're very intrigued to see what she can do for this team going forward. But you also mentioned Sabrina Ionescu. Only 9 points in this game. She's been on a heater lately. She's been getting buckets for this team. Was it good to see this team win in a game where they had 5 players in double figures? Sab's not one of them, but they're able to spread the wealth around. What does winning like this do for the team and also Sab's game?
Yeah, she put the team on her back last game against the Sun. She had 36 points, 11 rebounds, and over her last 6, she's leading the WNBA in scoring with 27 points on 53% shooting. So those numbers have been spectacular. Probably the best scoring run with that efficiency of her entire pro career. But she said they came out trapping me from the first possession, and they were attacking her on the defensive end as well. They were trying to tire her out, trying to fatigue her, and make everybody else beat them. And the Liberty responded with 25 assists. And that was just spreading the wealth, getting out of those traps early. And she said, I love it. She said, if I'm drawing all that attention, that means somebody else is open. So really, again, good perspective. And it's winning above everything for this team, who has the hopes of repeating and knows that it could be anybody's night, any given night.
Yeah, and they've seen that before. They had just lost to the Wings towards the end of last month on the 27th of July, and a bounce-back performance there. But speaking of those Wings, play them again in a couple of days. So it's home-and-home series, and then big game on Sunday, although without Nafisa Collier, the Minnesota Lynx will be coming to town. What do you make of this next matchup coming up against the Wings? Do you look at this as kind of a trap game, Miles? They might overlook this team, or is this Liberty team look focused with some of the new additions like Emma Meesseman as they try to focus here down the stretch?
Yeah, I think before they can look forward at the Lynx, who they're, as of now, 5 games behind in the standings. They need to look behind them and realize that the 5 games separating them and the 10th place team, that's the margin there. So the Liberty don't really have this space because of this 4-game losing streak. They can't afford to look forward too much. So, and the last time they were down in Dallas, the Wings went up by 30 on them, and then they were able to come back a little bit. But that's going to be really fresh in their mind too. So I don't think there's a look ahead spot. I also think that this team is very good at kind of taking it one day at a time. Sandy Brondello always says she doesn't get too high or too low, and that mantra has really carried through with this team. So I don't really worry so much about a look ahead, especially against a team that's near the bottom of the standings that has already handed them a loss this season.
Yeah, that's got to be fresh in their mind when they go down to Dallas. We'll see if they're able to handle business, and then it'll be back here at the Barclays Center, as I mentioned, on Sunday against Minnesota. That is Miles Ehrlich. Check him out with Winsider. Does a fantastic job covering the Liberty, but a great win for New York tonight, 85-76 over the Wings here at the Barclays Center.